Well, we got an article here by Andy Bailey, and he pretty much gave a final report card for every NBA team for how last season went. So we're going to dive right into it and talk a little hoops, man. Let's get right to it. So starting with the Atlanta Hawks, my boy Andy Bailey gave him a D+. They finished with 36-46 record. The lasting impression from this Atlanta Hawks campaign will most certainly be the lack of effectiveness from Trey Young, Dejounte Murray lineups. And that was the big thing going into the season. And even last season, right? He played that last season too, I believe. On paper, it sounds really good, bro, because Trey Young isn't the strongest defender, but he can really score and put the ball on the floor. The Hawks really needed another scorer who can create for himself, defend, and run the offense with Trey Young's not on the floor. Someone who could get their own bucket, not need Trey Young. Even though everyone benefits, Trey Young's a great passer. I really respect Trey Young for growing in that area. But at 6'1", it's just hard to guard guys, man. And I think Dejounte Murray in San Antonio, the steals looked... It made him seem like he's a great defender. Coach Pop's system, he really thrived in the passing lanes. But I wouldn't go far as say he's a great on-ball defender, one-on-one lockup. I believe Quinn Snyder probably, believed he could use Dejounte in a way that similar to Pop. If I'm not mistaken, Quinn Snyder comes from the Pop tree. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about that. It just did not work, right? So it says, in the fact, combination was worse this season when they shared the floor. Atlanta was minus 4.7 per 100%. 100%. From what it looks like, the lineup with those two together just did not work. Dejounte isn't the defender that they thought he would be, from what I can understand. And they're looking to trade him. Looking to get rid of Trey Young as well. I heard talks about him going to San Antonio with Wemby, and that's insane. It just didn't work out. It was an experiment that looked good on paper. Quinn Snyder was, your job was to make this work. It just didn't work out. D+ for the Hawks. My Hawks fans, let me know how you feeling down below, bro. Moving on to the Celtics. A+. Now, before we even dive into what my boy Andy Bailey has to say, we all know number one in the East, Tatum, Jaylen Brown getting better. Shout out Jaylen Brown, bro. Working on your weaknesses. Really taking last year seriously and how that transpired. And, yeah, they lost 18 games all season, bro. Like, you really can't be mad. The over-under was 54, and they blew it out the water. Says the regular season couldn't have gone much better for the Celtics. They finished with one of the 5 best season-long average point differentials in NBA history. Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Derek White. Oh, man, I forgot they had Porzingis, bro. That Porzingis is so good for them because he can space the floor, bro, and he really is a bucket. And he's that's why they call him Unicorn, bro. He really does everything that Al Horford gave them as far as shooting, probably even better. You know what I mean? Defensively, he's taller, lanky. He's not a bad defender. He just, you know what I mean? So, yeah, Drew Holiday, you have Derek White going crazy. Their lineup, they're just so deep. Peyton Pritchard, Al Horford's still there. Let's not forget. He's old, but he's still there. I really feel like they have the deepest, most solid roster, minus maybe Denver. They by far have the deepest lineup in the East. You know what I mean? And in the playoffs, you really only need like 7, 8 guys. And they have that. They have a solid 7, 8 guys. And their 7, 8 guys have all been there before. Porzingis, I don't think he's been to the East Conference Finals. Fact check me on that. I'm not 100% sure. But he's a seasoned veteran. He's been in the league for a minute. You know what I mean? He's been in the playoffs before. And they just have everything blueprint-wise that you would want for your basketball team, they have. And it's kind of nice to see, bro. Not much else to say about them, really. I just think they're going to probably go to East Conference Finals, and they're probably going to fucking, you know what I'm saying, have a chance to win the championship.
If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe so I can know and I can keep bringing you videos like this on a regular basis.
So moving on to the Brooklyn Nets. they were given a D minus. Now, Brooklyn Nets are so disappointing. I think the franchise is just a mess. I think the front office and everyone is still in shambles from the James Harden incident, Kevin Durant leaving. They try to pick up the pieces. Mikal Bridges is a great player, bro. I love Mikal Bridges. Cam Thomas is a bucket. I just don't think they have enough to put it all together. And it's just hard, bro. You can't replace the guys they lost, bro. Losing Kyrie, losing James Harden, losing Kevin Durant. It's hard to replace those guys like that. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time for Brooklyn to get themselves under each other. They still got the Ben Simmons thing going on. He's still in their lineup, right? He's still in their roster. So they're kind of just in shambles, bro. Brooklyn just in shambles. It's tough to replace what they lost. It's almost impossible to replace what they lost, especially when one of the guys you got back isn't playing. Yeah. They apparently don't even have control of their own first round draft picks for the foreseeable future. And yeah, it's really just damage control from what they lost, and they really just needed to make the most of those three players, superstars that they had. And losing those guys is just, damage. It's going to be a little minute before they recover from this. So I'm not even expecting them to be good next year or the year after. Cam Thomas is leading the league in scoring, bro. That's crazy. And he's not even a full-time starter. Nick Claxton, double-double with 2 blocks per game. It's just, they don't have enough, and they're just really in a really big debt almost from what happened to them previously. So that sucks. It's going to be a little minute before Brooklyn gets their feet back from up under them. And Ben Simmons doesn't plan on playing basketball, so there's also that.